Hey folks, although running out of gas on the side of the road is less a concern today with our digital miles to empty gauges and very accurate readings, it can still happen. And while running out of fuel can be a big problem, running out of fuel with no gas can be an even bigger one. But let's be honest, who wants to actually carry around a gas can? It's big, clunky, smelly, and takes up all kinds of space in your trunk. That's why these N2 plastic gas bags are so innovative. It's just a 4-inch by 5-inch pouch, and it expands to turn into a 2-gallon gas can, complete with a spout. Small enough to just huck in your motorcycle storage bin, small enough to put in your glove box or your door pocket, and certainly small enough to put in the trunk of any vehicle. There's no reason you shouldn't carry one of these for emergencies. They're affordable, they last a long time, and they don't weigh anything, and they take up virtually no space at all. So hit the link in the description and head over to n2plastic.com. Get one for yourself, get one for your family members, get one for your loved ones, and never be stranded without ever again. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Canyons. Today we are doing a street drive with the Lamborghini Huracan STO, stands for Super Trofeo Omologato, or homologated Super Trofeo, the street version of the race car. And although at first glance it may just look like a Huracan with a body kit, there is a lot to it. I spent the whole last week driving the Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series, which is Mercedes' version of the same concept, the GT3 technology in a road legal car. And this is how Lamborghini's done it. They have changed a lot more than just the bodywork. It's got wow, okay, hang on. It's got the same air pressure profile as the GT3 race car, right? So it's got this double-decker and manually adjustable wing with the cool settings that say Alto and Bajo. You need a wrench to do that. The front clip and the engine cover, you need a key to take those off, and in fact you need 2 people to take the rear one off, so I can't even take it off for this video. That whole clip from the front is basically right off the race car, carbon fiber, and opens like a clamshell, revealing that there is basically no trunk. There's like the owner's manual and the battery tender up there, and apparently if you take all of that stuff out you could fit a helmet. But one thing you can't fit is stuff. This, unlike that AMG Merc, which has a little bit of trunk intrusion from those stanchions that support the big wing, this, they've eliminated the trunk. There's nowhere to keep anything, and consequently the camera case and all the stuff that I need for the rest of my workday are riding in the cabin with me. That means no Zach. We had to choose a camera case or a Zach today. It's really a weekend track day car. The road tripping element has basically been removed. It's got a ridiculous amount of downforce. It has special Bridgestone Potenza tires. There's 2 options. I drove the race option on the track. This one has the street option, which gives you a little more flexibility of temperature and a little more flexibility in terms of tread for driving on the street, but it's still a Supermax Performance summer tire. They've also changed the steering ratio. It's sharper and it's not variable like the other Huracans. It's a fixed ratio. They've made it louder. It's got rear wheel steering combined with rear wheel drive. It's the first Lamborghini to combine those 2 things, which on the track made the handling very sharp, but also a little bit twitchy. You had to be really quick at the limit to keep up with it. And again, go take a look at my track video at Willow Springs if you'd like to see that. It has mag ride shocks, reprogrammed torque vectoring. The drive modes replicate electronically the settings with torque vectoring, diff and throttle and braking that their pro drivers request the teams to set up manually. And speaking of braking, it has these CCMR brakes by Brembo, which have a special cooling system. They're based on a standard ceramic brake, but 4 times more thermal conductivity, which is incredible. So lap after lap on the track, they stay cooler. Will that matter on our street drive today? No, but they were lapping these things at Willow Springs on a very hot day, running them over and over, and they really need no cool down, and they really lose no effectiveness on the track. It's really amazing, and this is the only production car with that type of technology. It has temp sensors. If I go into Trofeo mode, temperature sensors not only for the brake discs, but also for the brake fluid. So we've got tire temp sensors, brake temp sensors, and brake fluid temp sensors, which is pretty cool. As I demonstrated in my track video, there's also a really neat connected telemetry thing that will do a video overlay with your lap times and inputs, just like you would get in a video game, just like you'd get from a V-Box type of setup, but it's built into the car. And on Daytona, it's only 2 seconds slower a lap than the Huracan GT3 car, and that car's on slicks. So this is a very, very fast car. It's $330,000, but they're basically sold out, so you can't have one anyway. So we're going to start in STO mode, manual, and interestingly enough, the road I've chosen today has a dead end because we've had some very bad weather and they've artificially dead-ended my road. So we've got the nose lift. There's very few, let's call it, luxury appointments in this car. I mean, you've got the touchscreen, you've got heating and air conditioning and defroster and all that stuff, but no heated seats, none of that. It's really very basic. We do have nose lift, which you want because it's got a very, very low nose. So I'll just go into race, dropping our thing. I know there's no one behind me because the road dead ends there, and we're in manual, and we'll just launch it, rear wheel drive, and not ice cold, but tires that, well, they've been sitting for 20 or 30 minutes while I've been filming. So here we go. Oh, that's not it. Do I need a special launch mode? ESC off. There we go. How about now? Launch now. There we go. Thrust mode available. Go. Tons of wheel spin. Through second gear. So, as you can see, it really steps sideways in second and even a bit when I shift into third. So, we'll put ESC back in Trofeo. Lots of wheel spin there. Sound. Brilliant. Oh, this road is very bumpy. And I'll put it back in STO so the shocks soften up a little bit. That really helps. If I go further the other way, I didn't know the road was going to be dead-ended. You get into some more tight technical stuff. Up here, faster, straighter, and bumpier. The gearbox is very smooth still. Brake pedal's firm. The brake pedal's firmer on this than the Essenza SCV12 race car I drove last week. That had a softer pedal than this Huracan, interestingly enough. But it's pretty stiff up here, and because of the carbon panels, the lack of sound deadening, a lot of it comes into the cabin. The gearbox is really, really smooth though. And oh, the brakes are so good. 3,500 RPM. Whoa! And although it really stepped out when I did the launch with ESC off, once you go quicker and you've got that downforce working for you, it feels very planted to the road. You know, at Willow Springs, when I had really tried to push it to the limits of handling, it could be a little twitchy, you know, because everything is so razor sharp. Well, let me tell you something. At that pace, this section of road ends quicker than you expected to. Just for posterity's sake, turning radius, not bad. Actually, not bad. If I drive regular, the powertrain is very smooth, right? And I've said that a couple times. There's no sacrifice in the powertrain. It doesn't kick. The throttle's not weird. If you put it in automatic and you're just cruising around, from a powertrain perspective, it feels pretty easy and livable, right? There's more road noise, though admittedly not nearly as much as from the AMG Black. That was really loud in the car. And I could listen to a podcast on the radio or something, and it's actually all right. The sacrifice comes from not being able to carry anything, the bucket seats being not great for people of my size for long stretches, not being heated. Oh. And on bumpy roads, it's a little harsh even in STO mode. The magnetic shocks do give great response and feedback to the road. And even if the car gets bumped around a little bit, it's not like it's getting sent off the road. It's still pretty sure-footed as long as you're not like standing on the throttle mid-corner. But it might be a little too sharp for regular old street use. If your goal is a weekend canyon car, you know, road trip to Santa Barbara or whatever, road trip up the coast, this is pretty aggressive for that. And of course, you can't even have a suitcase. There's no room behind the seat. Power is excellent. The sound is excellent. The sensations are fizzy. And it feels like a race car. I mean, it feels like it's, and here's where the road ends. So I didn't know about this. We're on a short section of road today. And look, I'll show you. Put the nose up. I'll make a little 3-pointer here. Maybe try one more launch with the tires a little warmer now. The turning radius is really not that bad. Oh, my lav has come out. Okay, well, look at that. So at a certain point, you're going to see a change in audio in this video. I'm not sure when that happened. I was driving a little quick to notice. Unfortunately, we have backup going, but if there's a change in audio quality in the middle of the video, that's why. All right, we'll go back into STO, or Trofeo. Now that we have warmer tires, let's see if it'll launch a little better. Let's lower the nose. Will I get more grip? It's only 46 degrees Fahrenheit up here. All right, here we go. Oh, no, you have to go full off. ESC full off. And go. putting up numbers, folks. Well, as you saw there, hopefully, once you have some heat in the tires, the launch mode becomes much, much more effective. I got a hint of wheel spin in first, but then it tracked totally straight, it gripped upright, and it put the power down. So before you try launching this thing, if you want to keep it straight, I would say make sure your tires are kind of warm. So with that being said, that's what it's like to drive the STO on the street. In some ways, it's really no less livable dynamically from a powertrain perspective than other Huracans. Sounds great, gearbox is smooth, brakes are very effective, and in STO mode, the ride is firm but bearable. In other ways, the razor sharp steering, the temperature sensitive tires, the lack of a trunk, the hard bucket seats, it's mildly annoying as a street car and should be used more of like a track day special. And nevertheless, it's a high quality product. This engine and powertrain are so well proven, we know you can hammer the snot out of them. They've taken the steps to make the brakes really hold up to heat. And, I think if you wanted a really fun street of bull track day car, it's very expensive, obviously. The STO is like 330 grand, and it goes up from there. But it delivers on Lamborghini's promise of aggression, extroverted styling, robust powertrain, and usable performance. It's really, really fast, and it's not hard to get there. Although it is significantly less forgiving than their Evo, the regular, quote, Evo Huracan, which is a very, very forgiving car. This is less forgiving than that, for sure. So be sure to go over and check out my track video from Willow Springs. I'll link it in the video description so you can see that and see what it's like to get it to move around a little bit and really go at pace on Willow Springs. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye.
And remember, always fight your tickets. Use code TST10 on the Off the Record app available in the Android and iOS store, or go to offtherecord.com/TST.